paradise won't change your mind. Can't shape the lights. I'll take the chance and roll the dice.
How will I get such wonderful color commentary and or the weekly meme report?
Can I refer you back to, like, God, was it the season 4 cliffhanger of Voyager? The Scorpion, where Chakotay explains a fable to Janeway about the scorpion that wants to cross the river, so he asks the frog for a trip over because he can't swim.
Yes, you may refer me to it, but please do continue.
And the frog's like, I'm not giving a lift to a scorpion. You're gonna sting me and kill me, and I don't know why I would help you, because you're going to sting me. And the scorpion says, that's stupid. I wouldn't sting you. If I did that while we were crossing the river and I can't swim, we'd both die. And the frog thinks about this and says, yeah, okay, you've got a point. I'll help you out. And they're about halfway across the river with the scorpion on the frog's back. And the scorpion stings the frog. And the frog says, well, why the hell did you do that? Now we're both gonna die. And the scorpion says, I couldn't help it. It's in my nature. So what you should learn from this is it's in my nature to be completely helpless, unhelpful the entire time.
Okay, it's in your nature to be not helpful. All right. I will, I can accept that this is in your nature, but even so...
So you are a frog, and I am the Borg.
Wait, hold on. I think I missed a step in this retelling.
I did say it was Star Trek, right?
I mean, you did, but... But even so, I'm still...
I think anybody in your audience who watches Star Trek is first going to correct me about which season of Voyager it was, and then agree with me completely.
Okay. As one does.
Oh my god, it was the end of season 3 and the beginning of season 4. Oh,
I mean, you did say the
shame.
season 4 cliffhanger, so...
yeah, I think...
You get,
okay.
you get off on a technicality, how's that?
Hooray! I'm partially accepted in the community.
You may continue to be useful to team. You are asset to team.
Hooray! I also watched a 3-hour-long review of Picard Season 3 instead of watching Picard Season 3 because I don't have Paramount Plus.
Oh. So, alright.
I think I enjoyed it more, and it wasn't 10 episodes long, because what people seem to agree on is Picard seems to take an idea that's maybe good for a 4-hour TV movie and spread it into 10.
I will say that my big problem with Picard is that your people are correct. It has the problem of it both should be shorter and longer. In that, I wish Star Treks were still 26 episodes, 22 to 26 episode seasons, because if we're going to have Star Treks, I really wish we could allow them to breathe, which we don't. And then the second thing about that is Picard, you are correct, has that 10 episodes probably has 3 normal episodes worth of ideas in it that are stretched out over the 10 episodes. But I think that's a product of the, yeah, you get your 10 episodes, go.
It sounds like their production was really wild. Like, they are filming the first couple episodes of a season while they are still writing the back half, because production wants it rushed out as fast as possible. Which means they don't know what's going to happen at the end, so they don't know what they need to foreshadow at the beginning. So stuff that they decide to give up on can't be edited out because it's already filmed. And the stuff they end up wanting to do isn't really built towards correctly because they didn't know they were going to end there yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the closest thing, like description as to what happens with those. But I'm still of the opinion that freaking we need to have our 20 like just in general, like 8 and 10 episode seasons is just it's crap because it's all like that where they're trying to push these things out super fast so they can have it all done. They get all, whereas I remember like a season of a TV show not too long ago, like pre-pandemic, like this was around the pandemic they started doing this stuff. But anyways, was, you know, they were in production basically half the year, right?
Yeah.
So, and the other half of the year was spent writing for the upcoming year.
And that all feels like it makes a whole lot more sense. Having never worked on a television show or a miniseries or anything.
I mean, I guess the other thing would be the whole, they wait until the last minute to actually greenlight the next season. Like so it's the whole, I get why it's rushed because you don't, like, you can't be writing stuff for an episode or for a series and not have or rather it's really hard to write for a series if you don't know if you're going to get another season. You'll get this season, that's it, maybe. And so you got to throw a whole bunch of ideas out there, see what sticks, write towards that based on your fan feedback, and then try and wrap up a whole story in 8 episodes because maybe you'll get another season if you're lucky.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting, like the spot that you can most see that when you're going back and looking at it, I find is Futurama. Futurama has like 3 or 4 separate series finale episodes.
Oh, that's all caused by Futurama continually getting canceled and brought back and canceled and brought back because they don't.
So my favorite Futurama episode is like a series finale that is now like 3 seasons out of date.
Are you talking about the time travel one?
Yes.
Yeah, the live out their whole lives, wasn't it? Like that is
No, that was actually the season after, I think. The one that I really liked is the one where they have the time machine that only goes forwards.
Oh, right. The one where Fry and the Professor and Bender loop through time a few times.
Yeah.
Because they overshoot the first time, and so they have to wait for all of reality to come back with the same thing again.
Yeah, and then they end up crushing their own bodies and just taking their places, and everything's fine.
Yeah, like you do.
This universe appears to be completely identical to our own, except it is 3 feet lower.
Yeah. Keep it up.
I mean, it's the best of all worlds. So she doesn't have anything that actually refills her other than that. All right.
Yeah, the one where Fry like takes a dive off, was it the Empire State Building, and just like constantly hits the pavement. That was a little gruesome for me.
A little bit. But I mean, I just Futurama was, they had a really good writing staff, and it was full of not just like funny people, but or funny writers, but intelligent, like smart individuals.
Yeah.
So we can't go this way, so we gotta go more around. Wow, this is a really convoluted mess.
That episode that they did where the professor creates a device that can swap people's consciousness between bodies, but in order to go back, you have to involve another person because the body becomes immune to the signal or whatever.
Oh yeah, and then they had
the montage at the end. It turns out that montage is mathematically correct.
Yeah, I remember that, is that they were writing it and they wrote in that rule, and then they had to come up with an explanation on how to actually do it, and so the chalkboard that pans past at some point is like just a cartoonized version of the chalkboard they had in the writer's room, where they came up with the mathematical proof that, yeah, this works.
Now, like I said, I've never been involved in writing a TV show or a miniseries or a movie or anything, but I have written fan fiction. And by God, if my fan fiction ever required doing math, I would just write a different plot.
See, Shannon, that's why you get paid the medium bucks.
Bold of you to assume that I get paid anything for writing fan fiction, but alright.
Okay.
I think AO3 specifically says you cannot ask for money of any kind so they can stay legally above board.
Well, at the same time, why would we want her to always act last?
So that she can do the finishers.
Fair enough. Well, we're not using her right now, so it's fine.
So she can kill still and take all the gold.
How dare she? I'm gonna kick her from the group.
Then we're just gonna have to 4v5 it.
Oh, man.
I haven't played League since their beta.
I mean, I was more making a Dungeon Finder reference, but we'll go with yours.
I'll cook you to a crisp.
Should have done a better.
Hey, look out!
I'm a maverick.
Wow, he's... No! Callista! Well, at least we won't die here. But, oh, man. All the writing, all of that. I mean, it's even starting to infect, like, quote-unquote normal shows, like ones on, like, ABC, like, not on the streaming networks, but on, like, ABC or CBS, those kind of ones. They're all maybe 10 or 12 episodes.
That's unfortunate.
Hey, look out!
I like a good solid season of Bones where they start out with a problem and then they forget about it for about 16 episodes in the middle there, and then the problem comes back for season
It comes
finale.
back to haunt them.
Wasn't there a serial killer at some point? Oh yeah, I remember that at the beginning of the year. I was there.
Yeah, but so it's funny is you have people that are starting to bring back or bring back the discussion that, hey, maybe filler episodes had a purpose.
Well, there is a really weird, I don't know, like a lot has been said about media literacy being kind of off of late. And I think it's really easy as millennials who are now pushing 40 to be like, oh, it's these damn kids. They don't know anything, blah, 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 blah. But there is this really weird movement of people, and I don't necessarily think it's young people. I think it's people that want to passively watch things without thinking about them, which is a problem of all generations.
Yeah.
Where anything that doesn't immediately push the plot forward or answer a question that they have is considered superfluous. So things like your characters are just sitting and having breakfast at a table. People are like, why are they eating breakfast? This is boring. And it's like, well, they're having breakfast, but there's a subtext where they're talking about like their failing marriage that you need to pay attention to. You're learning about the characters. It's interesting, but you actually have to engage with the content.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that. I get that argument completely. And I agree with it. It's the whole, and Netflix is partly to blame for it with the ability to just binge watch stuff. Whereas before it would be like, oh no, hey, this is coming on at whatever time it comes on, and if you miss it, you gotta wait for it to be syndicated. Good luck, or to come out on DVD.
Like I'll never die. I lose my head in the starry skies. Can't change